Hello there, welcome back to the sweat box that is the south of England right now. It's been about 30 degrees all week, but we mustn't complain because I'm sure it won't last very long. Nick has been pushing on with the fabrication work to the passenger side rear arch, so let's dive straight into that. So you can see here this yellow line that Nick's marked on the car. That would be where the original rear quarter of a Puma would end. And then Tickford's, once they create these racing Pumas, they're putting a baffle plate on here and then the extended arches over the top. Initially, we were quite concerned that the inner sill would have a fair bit of corrosion on it, but after taking it back with the wire wheel, it looks pretty good. This meant that Nick could start making up a new piece of steel to match the contours of the outer wheel arch. Those pen markings will help Nick to fit the new panel exactly where he needs it as he's tack welding it on. A final cleanup of the area with a wire wheel, and we can start removing some of the product from inside the wheel arch. Nothing major to report in the wheel arch, so a few coats of chemical rust converter and we can crack on. Some degreasing panel wipe helps to clean up the metal before we start putting on some epoxy primer. Now this primer bonds itself directly onto the bare metal and will protect it going forward. It's important to protect bare metal like this, even if it's hidden behind an outer panel, as moisture can sit and over the years corrode the car. Now, some of you not from my generation might be wondering just what the hell is the Ford Racing Puma and why should you care? Well, to answer this question, we need to go to a small workshop in England known as Tickford's, where they built 500 of these rare homologation specials. So back in 1999, Ford wanted to build the ultimate version of its already brilliant Puma Coupe. The project was handed to Ford Racing, with specialist engineering company Tickford tasked with turning this vision into reality. Instead of building them on the main production line, the standard 1.7 Pumas were shipped directly to Tickford's factory in Daventry. Each car was transformed by hand with wider wheel arches, upgraded suspension, bigger brakes, Sparco bucket seats, and a tuned 1.7 litre engine producing around 155 horsepower. The plan was for 1,000 cars, but only 500 were ultimately built, all finished in imperial blue and sold exclusively in the UK. The result was the Ford Racing Puma. Whilst it was never officially homologated in the technical sense, it remains an absolutely cracking car and one of Ford's rarest and most focused performance cars ever made. History lesson complete, it was time to break out the welder. A final bit of contouring with the cleaning wheel, and we can give it a light dusting of primer, ready for the body shop to take over. And that's everything up to date. Thanks for watching, see you next week.